Aloha, and welcome to today's episode of The Hidden Archives. We had a bit of a mishap last week. The last Tuesday session, we didn't really get off the ground because nobody showed up. I want to blame these guys.
It's my fault.
Thank you for taking credit.
Might as well. It may not have helped that I sent them both notes saying that we were canceling last Tuesday's meeting.
Yeah. So... Our last session, we kind of got a little distracted, and everything just went downhill, so... Honestly, I have no idea what happened. But I guess that's the way things go. So... The Perfect Storm case ended as you guys just came away with more questions than you did answers. And, let's be fair, some cases are going to be like that, especially in your line of work. And some cases are going to haunt you at the end of the day. Some cases may haunt you for years. That's just the way things are in this line of work. We know Bifrost certainly has a fair number of cases that are haunting him, and will continue to haunt him for until the end of his life cycle.
Indeed.
So, you ultimately couldn't figure out what was going on. You had no idea how any of that happened on that small little island. You have no idea what happened. And that's ultimately what you had to tell your clients. You've got no idea. Maybe someday some clues will come up that will reopen this case. But until then, you've returned to the ranch. It's now been a week. And here you are with another case. These cases have been getting much more frequent lately. It's actually surprising to you that the others have been able to continue investigating the ranch because they haven't really gotten any cases like you guys have.
They've been distracted, I think.
Yeah, yeah, they have.
Well, Meek and I are both more available to go do things like that.
Yes. So... This case comes to you from Olympus. Definitely not an island. It's a very large continent to the south of you. Very large continent. It's actually one of the largest continents. But I digress. It comes to you from a town on the northern coast called Pinetown. Now, something you might have noticed, if you've done any perusing of the world map lately, is nearly every single town or village or even location around Olympus is named after trees. It's just something weird with the Yelvaran culture, you guess.
Might be a theme.
Yeah, it's a bit of a thing. Especially considering Olympus has more trees than any other continent. So,
I'm sure some people are willing to trade with them, but that may not reduce the number of trees they have.
may not. So, certainly not in the wild region, but that's another story. So, with this case, a young girl named Lillian, human of the age of 4, went out camping with her family in Olympus, in a wooded area somewhere just south of Pinetown. And while there, the family decided to take a hike through the woods, and they take their eyes off of Lillian, who is keeping up behind them for just a second. The next they know, she's gone. It has now been a week. The Magi Guard and the forest rangers have combed through the woods since, and there is no sign of her anywhere. The family, growing desperate, has now called you in to try to help find her.
I have to say that I don't feel good that we're only called in matters of desperation, but okay. Well, we could always do them.
Okay. Whatever. Get paid, aren't we? Wait. We're not getting paid. What the hell?
Oh, you got paid for by the Vicaran. I don't remember what it was. I think it was like I'll deal with that later. Let's not get sidetracked.
Sure. No, I'm definitely concerned, and would be glad to do some investigation, and we'll do the best that we can to see what we can find.
And with that, the parents give you all the information they have, and they heard of you through the Magi Guard themselves, actually, because apparently you've handled the others, at least, have handled a few cases for. Have handled a few cases in the Olympus area already, so it seems you've got a bit of notoriety forming here.
A go-to when the Magi Guard is no longer willing to investigate something. Okay.
Well, you've formed yourselves a kind of a reputation for getting to the bottom of cases where they have absolutely no idea.
Seems fair. It's definitely worth pursuing.
Well, it's nice to be wanted, in a good way.
So, you pack up into the airship and get going to the northern coast of Olympus, to Pinetown.
You had suggested the possibility of inoculations.
Yeah, you might want to get some inoculations, because there are transquitos in Olympus.
So I think we might want to stop in Calrim first and do that, because I'm guessing that's the closest place that has a good regimen for that.
Yeah, of course.
So we'll do that first, I think. And we'll make sure that everyone, including some of the people that are coming along as support staff, like Giovanna and everyone else that they're also inoculated just in case.
Yeah, of course. Make sure Giovanna's inoculated.
Everyone gets their shot.
Drag her kicking and screaming if you have to.
Nah. I don't think Giovanna's kidding. I think she's a little on this little stasis side, plugged into the tree currently. Because somebody forgot to charge up the battery.
Makes it easier that way.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
So, down to Pinetown.
First to Colroon, get your inoculations, and then down to Pinetown. I hope you packed warmly because... well, I hope you packed for warm weather because Olympus is closer to the equator, so...
Jeez. Swamp ass.
It's not really swampy, actually. This region's more of a rainforest.
That'll be familiar to Tarek's early years working in the Quatrican Islands and that type of environment.
Yeah, of course. You're familiar with island forest weather, at least.
So the warmth is something Tarek is already sort of prepared for, not necessarily, the exact kind of rainforesty stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, the rainforest around Olympus is closer to kind of like the Amazonian rainforest. That's why I like to compare it to, is kind of like South America.
Makes sense.
So Pinetown is it's a small fishing village, really, on the northern coast. And that's where the parents will meet up with you. And from there, they will take you to the Pine Wood, which is a bit south from there.
Sounds reasonable. When we meet with them, Tarek is going to do his best to just be a good listener and, sympathetic. Just interested in helping them to speak so that way, and not feel judged, so they might be willing to share more information about exactly how they lost track of her and the exact details. Sometimes people get defensive.
Yeah, of course.
I just worry about doing the tracking. You do the talking.
Glad to do.
See, you're already working as a team.
That's the plan.
Yeah, I would
so
hope
yes.
so.
Being pleasant, asking questions, being gentle, looking for, pictures or anything else they may have so that we know exactly who we're looking for.
Right, so they provide you some pictures. They provide you a description of her. She's young. She's 4 years old. She's got curly blonde hair. Kind of reminds you a little of Kawaii.
Okay.
One quarter is bad enough. No need another.
Tarek is fond of Kawaii.
And Ira and Kawaii are with you, by the way. And Ira says, "Hey, I heard that. You're talking about my girlfriend there.
I know. I would just make sure that you heard.
Totally open to having another like choir around, but my guess is that they're going to be different no matter what.
I mean, there's gonna be a handful. Not that kind of handful.
Sure. But, the plans, where they were hoping to go, what did they have a plan for if she got lost, what she should do, that type of thing? My guess is they've already looked in all the conventional places.
So, they were just going on a bit of a journey, a bit of a hike to the Juniper Hills, which is quite a little bit of a ways away from Pinetown. But they were going to go to the Juniper Hills and they were going to camp there in the Juniper Hills.
Primarily Galvaran family here.
Who took the kid with them?
The family, the parents.
Okay, it's probably be best that we all can go, and you might actually give us a certain point of location instead of try to figure it out. You actually point where the last time you saw the kid.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we can go from there.
So if you bring up up the map, and in fact I'll link it to you right now.
I was just looking at it.
Yeah, so if you bring up the map, the Juniper Hills is this hilly region just between Cherry City and Mahogany Gate. So you can see the distance there. And the last time they saw her was kind of on the midway point to the Juniper Hills.
Okay.
Not
how
in
long
the wild,
ago?
though.
How long ago was this when this happened?
A week.
A lot can happen in a week. Hell, a lot can happen in a day.
But far enough away from the wilds that we're not going into the wilds, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, you're definitely not going to the wild. Probably don't want to go into the wild.
There's a reason I just asked that question, yeah. How are they going to go around the water to get from the one place to the other? Were they going to go on the north side or the south side of that big lake that I don't have a name for?
That big lake.
Not the one right next to
Mahogany
Gate,
no,
but the one
right in the middle of Juniper Hills. That's actually where they were going to go camping.
So they were on the side closer to the wilds, or they were on the side closer to Mahogany Gate?
They were on the side, on the northern side, really.
Okay, so that's where they were, and
that's where they're going to, anyways.
They didn't have a cabin as a destination or anywhere else like that.
Yeah.
They weren't traveling with a Mothman or anything.
No, absolutely not.
Oh, good. That's not really a question Tarek is asking, but...
So it's been a week, and this is the wilds around it. So it's a good possibility that the trail already been overgrown, the trail's already lost.
Yep. But I'm not giving up on that, though.
Absolutely.
Why the hell why it took it so long?
Magi Guard and the forest rangers have been coming through the area They really did try very hard to look for her before they suggested calling you in.
Again, one would hope they'd call us in sooner, but I appreciate that now.
Yeah.
Do you ever try tracking dogs or whatnot?
They tried all kinds of things. They tried various tracking Mystimon.
How far are they gone with the tracks, with the tracking mounts, animals?
They went as far as Juniper Hills, really.
Did they act strange?
No, they even went as far. They even went off track and went towards the wild, and didn't really find anything there either.
Yeah, I think we need to start at the last place they saw her. And then it's as strange as it sounds. I think we want to keep it simple. I think the fact is they probably used a number of more extensive methods to search, and clearly that didn't work. So us doing the exact same kind of thing is not going to be successful.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm going to ask what kind of methods they use, so we know what failed and what they really haven't really tried yet.
Yep. So,
did you happen to bring your mounts? Because it is a bit of a trek.
We have the airship, which I know we're not supposed to fly around most of this area, correct?
That's in the Quartica Islands. The Quartica Islands, they're very, very, very picky about that.
So we can bring it out there, but no, I don't believe we would have brought any of the mounts, because if I'm correct, the mounts have been used extensively by the other group when they're doing their work at the ranch.
Yeah.
Well, we can say we purchased a couple, maybe 4, by the time we got here.
Purchased a couple more Sandras.
Yeah. Something that can get us from place to place with ease.
Sandras... Well, Sandras are kind of like... You could think of them as raptors, as like the velociraptors from Jurassic Park. So they can definitely traverse wooded areas like this.
Well, we'll just get the ones that's actually climatized to this area that's actually part of this region.
Yeah, maybe something on loan from the Magi Guards, since they've been working in this area. My guess is if they're recommending us, they'll be willing to lend us something.
Yeah, let's go to them and see if we can get us a couple mounts. Get some mounts and go to the area and go from there.
Okay, so... Ones that they can recommend include Galipra, that are basically horses.
Basically.
Yeah, they're basically horses, though they're light colors, so they have light color magical powers.
Okay.
And there are also Elefanci in the area. Elefanci, elephants.
Describing the wild animals here. Any wild animals that we would need to worry about while we're here too?
Wild creatures that you might want to steer clear of include Tigerox, Megarox, even Transquitos, Grizzlys, and all kinds of spiders, including Huntra, Agnara, and even Goliarantula and Terrorantula and Blackarax. Definitely want to steer clear of those. And you definitely want to steer clear of Reclusids. There are all kinds of spiders here. Hope you're not squeamish of spiders.
I suspect we'll be able to deal with a lot of that.
Hope you're not squeamish of snakes, because there are some snakes here too, like Anaconda and Joganda.
The way you described it, those got to be really, really big snakes, right?
Anaconda is definitely a really big snake. Joganda, not really so much. Not really nearly as big as Anaconda.
I think that there's a lot of methods that people use to avoid that. We'll have to take a look around. Some good survival methods will be valuable.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. So now I have to look high instead of low.
Yeah, there are definitely some bird Mystimon in the area too.
Oh, great.
I mean, Olympus is mostly a rainforest and wooded areas. There's a lot of woods, a lot of forests here. So there's a lot of Mystimon here. Don't go to the wild, though. They actually warn you, don't go to the wild.
What if we have to with the child end up going to the wilds? Then we have no choice.
They still warn you, do not go to the wild. You are not prepared for the wild. But the wild is... That's another story. That is another show.
Yeah, I was going to say, hopefully that's not where we'll end up. But we'll see where we go. We'll see where the investigation takes us. And we'll happily...
Though literally, the wild is another episode. Just a bit further on in my list.
That's hopeful.
Yeah, you will be going to the wild, but actually, maybe not Tarek and Meek.
We'll see.
Yeah, actually, definitely not Tarek and Meek. I have that one planned for the Saturday group, so definitely catch us on Saturday.
So we'll be borrowing a couple of those horse-like creatures,
Galapras.
And maybe a couple more as replacements, or if our companions are able to join us.
Yeah.
And I think we ought to fly out to the general area, and then moor the airship and.
Are we renting or purchasing these Galapras?
It would be better to rent, I would guess, because taking them back to the ranch afterwards is not going to necessarily be a good choice.
Maybe, maybe not.
Well, I don't know that they would enjoy the change of environment.
Galapras are easily adaptable to any environment. That's the thing about horses.
Well, in that case, we could purchase a couple and just borrow the other two.
Well, I assume we'd have to borrow funds to do that, though, correct?
On the bright side, if we do get these couple guys, they can till the field, so to speak.
Yeah, you could certainly work through Crystal.
We'd have to talk to Crystal about that purchase, I think, because I don't know that either of us have the independent funds. Again, what's the cost?
What is the cost? What is the cost? That is a good question.
Oh no.
I have no idea where to even look in the on Aeon.
Well, it says the basic horses are just riding horses. They're not war horses. They ain't gonna be that expensive.
So,
I really have no idea where to even look in here.
give me a sec. So, if we're looking at cost equivalency to a riding horse,
Mm-hmm.
it'd be approximately 8 gold.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Which I assume is about 80 silver.
Yeah.
I came with the basic set of stuff. I don't know if we've been paid too often. I think that probably I would have the equivalence of about 1 or 2 of these total to my name. And knowing that we want our companions to be able to join us, I will spend the majority of what I have purchasing 2 so that we can bring them with.
Sure.
Because I'd like the others to be able to ride. And I don't know. I would guess that Meek can probably share one if need be. But Giovanna, my guess is, from what I can see of automatons, they're kind of heavy. So probably one is.
You play an automaton.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but Tarek doesn't. So Tarek is just making estimations. Giovanna moves a lot faster than Bifrost does, but that doesn't mean that we really want to play that. So yeah, I will purchase the cost of 2.
Okay. And then Crystal can reimburse you because it is for the job.
Business expenses, and I will put that out there.
Yeah, I'm sure Crystal's looking forward to that paperwork. She already deals with so much paperwork.
Well, the last time we were dealing with paperwork, we were also dealing with somebody who was immortal, so maybe that person takes care of a lot of it.
Which immortal would this be?
There were 2 of them, actually, but one of them theoretically worked for her, although he was missing at the time.
Yeah, he's still missing.
Okay.
So, you've got your Galapras.
Yep.
You're ready to ride.
It's just such a poof.
You're ready to ride. At least I hope you are.
I hope so too.
Yeah, since they're purchased, they just do as they are told. You don't have to try to befriend them first.
I'm assuming that it's not. Yeah, I don't see a specific
They're
like
trained
animal
and
handling
everything.
type skill.
They are
Yeah.
trained and everything, so.
And I've ridden a beast burden more than once. Sure. So we'll take the airship out to the general area and put ourselves down close to where they last saw things, and then we need to go and take a look, see what we see.
Yeah.
Yep. We just travel to the spot we need to be at. Then do my damn best to look for any trails or tracks or that's not normal.
Sure. So you get to the general area where they last saw her. The family decided to stay behind in Pinetown. Leave you to do your work. They don't want to get in your way.
Okay.
But you can call them on the comstone if you need to talk to them.
Sure.
So
You do the calm.
Sounds good. So we go out to roughly where we were
is
told
Meek
that
afraid
they
of
did things.
comstones?
Nah, he just don't like talking because he's gonna be busy and occupied doing tracking and stuff like that.
Yeah, sure.
And what I do need to roll so because I'm starting looking
Roll
around the area.
survival. Roll survival. This is what you're good at. You're a ranger.
No.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not my AO. Why not?
I hope you roll better than I do, because I did okay.
26.
That's a good roll.
Yeah, you did okay for untrained.
I will do okay on anything untrained. I'm just talented that way. Because that's my minimum roll is a +7.
So, Meek, you eventually find one of her shoes lying in a part of the pine wood that's over a mile from where she was last seen. To the east.
Okay, I'm going to do like a careful scan when I'm traveling in that certain direction. I'm scanning back and forth to see anything that does not belong here. If I see anything else, because I found a shoe, but I'm going to carefully scan across from left to my right.
So,
I take that would be a perception because I'm scanning, taking my time.
as you look around from where you find the shoe, you don't really find much of anything else.
Okay, I'm going to see.
You don't even find a trail.
Alright. So the shoe is found east. Maybe we should try east. Can you like spread out a little bit off to my
Sure.
left, or just get as long as we're within eyesight of each other, and
Sounds reasonable.
just move.
Can I take a look at the shoe really quickly before we do that?
Sure.
Does it look like it's been bloodied or anything?
No, it looks normal. Looks just like a normal shoe. Doesn't have any blood or anything else on it.
And
Doesn't even really have a whole lot of mud or anything on
I'm gonna do the odd thing of taking a quick scent to see if it still smells like person.
it.
Well, a week-old shoe out in the open is going to have a lot less of a scent.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, speaking of instead of scans from left to right, I'm almost going to look upwards into the trees.
That's something I'm thinking too.
Yeah, it does kind of seem to it does kind of feel to you like it was just dropped in the middle of nowhere.
So, what direction are we in from where they last saw her?
You're to the east of where they last saw her.
I think you're right, Meek. I think we need to be looking at the treetops. Perhaps she was struggling and dropped the shoe here, but perhaps she was being carried above the ground.
And say something about hills and which direction to hills.
To the east, yes?
Yeah.
So maybe we should just continue eastwards then, but also look upward to see if we might see anything in the trees as well.
And I like your idea of us keeping each other within eyesight, but spreading out a little to create a net. That might make it more effective.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. So we can spread out, but we gotta be with eyesight of each other while we're doing the scan. See if we might see something. You might see something that me can't, and Meek might see something that you can't.
Quite possible. Sounds like a good plan. So we'll spread out a little bit, and we'll create sort of a net in a front to keep an eye out for other signs.
Alright, so it is kind of midday, it's getting close to the evening, and Tarek, you suddenly just stop as you hear a whistling cry in the middle of these woods. It's sort of like that.
Okay. What direction?
Does Meek happen to hear it? You got big ears.
Yeah,
Yep.
you hear it a little bit. It doesn't seem... You make me a perception check. Make me a perception check.
Huh,
That's
same numbers,
performance.
different result.
That's performance, Tarek. That's performance.
Apparently, I have plenty of performance insight. So take 2 off of that. I should be at 19.
Okay, so Meek, you're not sure which direction is coming from.
Does it sound like a giant insect or something familiar?
You can make me a nature check.
Yay!
He likes making nature checks. Oh, 31. Add aloha to Bella. Giovanna finally came out of her charging station.
Excellent.
So, Meek, with that 31, you think it could be a dozen different things.
But the sound doesn't sound like a good thing.
It sounds... It could either be like a communicative sound, or it could be a warning. You're not sure.
Well, he's a desert rat, not a jungle rat, so you probably want to know what the hell this is.
Maybe Tarek knows. Tarek, you could make a nature check.
Sounds good. I'll try. I'm untrained but experienced with a variety of things.
27.
Well, it's better than that one I was about to solve. Oh shit.
So,
Completely untrained, but I'm doing great.
27 from someone who lived in the Quartica Islands. So you've heard all kinds of things. You've heard a lot of things that Meek simply never has. Because Meek is more used to the desert. He's not used to the woods. He's not used to rainforest. And you are pretty sure it sounds like a warning. Like, stay out of my territory.
Okay. So I will convey that to Meek. And Mela, you just you joined us, so probably we should get Mela caught up a little on this too.
Yeah.
Please do. I'm noticing fanning grounds right now.
No problem. So we got called to a case in Olympus. There's a missing child, a missing girl, who went missing on a like a hike. They were heading out to do some camping in the woods, and we purchased horses, so you'll have a horse you can ride.
Hey,
Actually,
Just don't break the back.
Yep. And we are not terribly far from the airship, which we parked in near where the child disappeared. But we found a shoe to the east, and we've been following that path a little bit because we suspect that either the child was picked up and carried, or possibly even picked up by something that flies, and the shoe may have been dropped. And we're hearing a strange noise, like an odd whistle that might be like a warning sound. So, if you are coming out of stasis and you contact us, we can direct you to come join us while we're sort of scoping out where the warning might be coming from.
I mean, if we're talking about this statistically, kid's dead already.
A week in, yeah, that's very likely, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't try and find the child. And who knows? I mean, we've found
Where
children
are the park
lost that long
rangers
before.
at?
They were
Sadly,
combing the area for the past week before they even suggested. Yeah.
It's been a week, and they didn't find hide in her hair, and then they called us.
Yeah, I hate to say it, that kid, we ain't finding her.
Well, maybe we will, but we may not find her in the best state.
I was like, we're gonna find her body.
Unless she happens to be, I don't know, one of these, like, just developing guardians or something, and we find her, with some animal here or something. I've heard that happens.
Buddy, keep believing that one.
It's still worth finding.
Well, it's worth a shot, but Meek's already known that she's probably already gone.
Absolutely.
Because it's been a week, so who knows? But at least even though we find her dead or alive or whatnot, if we find her, however, what condition, at least it bring a conclusion to the parents.
Closure.
Agreed.
Closure is always good.
So we found a shoe. That's more than what they found in a week. So we just found it in a couple hours.
Yeah.
We are a little more unconventional, so. While we're waiting for Joanna to be able to catch up to us, can we do a little like perimeter searching to see if we can spot where the most likely animal or Mystimon in this area is calling to us from to warn us? If we can spot that,
Sure.
we might be able to decide on like what territory it seems to be warning us from.
Sure. You
Yeah,
can
ask
make
Tarek real quick.
perception checks or survival.
I asked Tarek real quick, what kind of animal makes that noise?
It's territorial. Might be, could be a variety of creatures, but something that's got a bigger set of lungs.
Big set of lungs.
I am now here.
Yay.
Yeah, she's trunching. She's literally breaking trail through the forest. Hey, at least we can find our way back, because we can see all the damaged tree branches, everything.
I literally just I didn't follow the path. I just went straight.
I look back and wow, that's straight. That's trail breaker. Then we continue on.
So, you don't find anything in the immediate vicinity of what could of anything that could have made that sound.
So,
Okay.
So after what Tarek just says, so it's going to be something pretty damn big.
Maybe. You'd be surprised, what types of things can have large lungs. I would look for markings. Territorial creatures like to, mark things out.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to look up at the trees real quick, make sure I don't see
all right,
scratches like bear marks and all that other stuff.
Survival check.
Well, the forest is not my home, so
yeah. The forest is not your home, so Tarek, you could take that.
Sure.
not exactly sure what I'm looking for, but
Not doing much better, but hey, I can't complain.
1 second, I'm also here. Oh!
Nice.
A 20, right as she arrives, even though she has no idea what she's looking for.
I said,
hey, look at that big deep scratch. Wow, 10 feet up.
Giovanna, you arrive after absolutely no idea what the others are really looking for. You just notice them looking for something, and you start looking around too, and you find, you're like, hey, what's that? And you find a strange sort of structure made out of branches. These branches are crossed over each other, kind of like a teepee or tent. And it's just sitting there in the middle of the woods.
and the boys just did not notice this.
Notice what?
And she points it out to you.
I'm like, the very obvious teepee right there.
Oh.
Yeah,
well,
Meek's 3 feet tall, so he probably didn't see that right away.
That makes sense.
So, Tarek, you can make me a nature check. Me can make a nature check. Giovanna can also make a nature check.
Thank you for allowing me this nature check.
That's a really nice nature check.
So, Giovanna, you think there are a couple of things that can make structures like this. And you know that it's definitely not natural. And you think this could either be made by humans or Kelvaran or wood elves. Technically, wood elves are Kelvaran, but I digress. But there's one other thing that you've heard of that is very well known for making these kinds of structures, particularly over in Atlantia. You've never seen these creatures before, but you know that they live in the woods, or they live in the wilderness, they live out on the land. You know that they are thought of as sentient, but they have their own language all to themselves. Not it.
Mm-hmm.
Tarek's making comments in Discord.
I didn't want to ruin the narrative.
Well, if it was wood elves,
What?
we'd be pill cushions by now, and Giovanna would be a freaking hot pot by now too.
Maybe. So, these creatures, they live off the land. They don't often adventure. They don't even often really join society. They don't really care for that scene. That's not really their cup of tea. That's not what... They don't really like society. They kind of shun it. And they tend to be very elusive.
And they would like to be left alone, most likely.
They definitely like to be left alone, though they will often kind of live in sort of family packs. They are known as Wakan.
Not Sasquatch, but Wakan.
Sasquatch is definitely part of the Wakan ancestry. And these sorts of tree structures are definitely a part of their culture. It's definitely something that they are known for. They often will set up these tree structures as sort of like warning posts, telling others, this is my territory.
They're large, right?
They are large. You're not sure what kind of Wakan this could be. Definitely not a Yatan, because the Yatan are quite a bit further north.
Right. Okay. Well, I think we want to be a little more. I don't think we want to do anything that seems really like we're trying to be sneaky.
Aloha! Welcome, Jackie.
I think
Yeah,
Oh,
welcome to the
Jackie
episode
will
of
be
Finding Bigfoot.
spectating today.
Yep.
I think maybe we should just walk back and look at her parents in the eye and say, we found evidence that she's dead. And do no more investigating, because I don't think a child is surviving this, guys. Like, I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but...
I would still like to have more than just we found a shoe and that's it. And
yeah, but like, we don't have to say, hey, we just found a shoe. We could just say, hey, there's evidence that your kid's dead. There's like a super, like, deadly creature out there.
that's just going to ask people to hunt, and if they're going to end up running into the Wakan,
So, okay,
we don't want conflict out there.
so as Giovanna tells you a little bit about Wakans, Meek and Tarek, you can pick up on this and make your own nature checks to see if what you recall about Wakans.
Yeah.
So, Meek, what you recall about Wakans is they're not really, they don't really tend to be dangerous creatures per se. They tend to be like loner creatures. They tend to like to stay in their own little pack and just keep to themselves. They don't really go out and attack people. That's not what they do. That's never been what they've been known for. There may have been some certain cases where certain Wakan have been a little more savage, but that's not what you see here. That's definitely not what you see here. This one is trying to warn you. This one is trying to tell you this is my territory, but you don't really feel a sense of danger.
Right. I'm not done yet, so I'm gonna actually move forward and I have a morning star which I will put on my belt rather than carrying in my hand, and I'm gonna actually just leave my hands open, and I'm gonna call out and say, we come in peace, and we're looking for a lost child.
Don't they speak a different language?
They can.
They can, and this one's what you know. From what you know, this whistling is part of the language, but they can also speak common. Many of them do actually speak common.
Is the whistling like a warning, like tell us not to come any further, or just try to let it warn us that there's something dangerous out here?
It could be both.
Yeah.
I mean, if it is territorial, it may just be saying, hey, this is our space and please don't trespass.
So Tarek trying to make himself appear peaceful and everything.
Yeah.
That could be the right way to go about this.
Or it could be just making a target of myself. But yeah, I'm going out of my way to like formally like take my weapon and put it in a non-threatening position.
I don't even have a weapon draw. I have like ready unsheathed, all just unclicked, ready to go if I need to. But that's it.
I use magic, so
Yeah, you should be
psychic
fine.
powers.
okay, listen, I can't sheathe my brain, alright?
But no one's instantly, immediately threatened by that versus a big, gigantic spiky
not
ball.
going to respond to that.
No one says, "Oh my gosh!"
Everyone should be terrified of Giovanna's brain.
Oh, we all respect it. I'm saying most people don't think, "Oh no, she has a brain. We'd better be afraid." You know, that would be a bad scene. Like, "Oh no, every person with a brain, such a threat."
The scariest thing for a man in the 1920s, a woman with a brain. Sorry, I had to.
No, I hear you. I'm respecting it.
Whoever knows what sleeping is for Giovanna, Jackie. She says, I think sheathing your brain is just called sleeping.
Giovanna never sleeps.
Where's that switch?
Where's that red screw? Wait, here it is.
But yeah, I'm hoping that this is the right presentation, and I'm moving directly towards the teepee that Giovanna pointed out,
Tree
figuring,
structure. Sure.
yeah.
And
Well,
as you move
Is
closer towards the tree structure, you notice on the other side of a tree near there are some scratches quite a bit high up on the tree.
Makes sense.
About
You know what
7
time it
feet
is?
off 7 feet off the ground.
You know what time
Nice.
it is?
I don't want to know.
Time to go back.
Time to climb a tree.
She fails.
That's unfortunate.
Alright. We just continue walking as Giovanna tries to climb the tree and falls. So, what's that noise? Oh, just Giovanna just keep on track and try to more stuff.
Keep going, guys. I'm fine.
There are plenty of trees here for her to climb, so...
I'm sorry, we're in a forest and you said something was in a tree. I can't not.
Yeah, it's Iron Monkey.
So yeah, I'll move
or
towards
brass, or
that
whatever the hell
location,
she's made out of.
and
Brass Monkey.
leaving my hands open. I can grab my weapon if need be, but I don't think this is that situation.
So, as you get closer to this structure, you hear another whistle.
Is it closer or further?
You can't quite tell. That's the
Oh.
the thing that's really distinct about this whistle. It kind of appears to you like it's echoing all around you off of all of these trees. This kind of whistle is different from whistles you're used to.
So I'm gonna stop where I am because it's attempting to communicate, and then I'm gonna actually park myself on the ground, and in front of me I'm going to place the shoe, and then I'll place some food near myself, and I'll also I think I'll just place a small stack of silver for the moment, like 10.
Hey, Tarek, there's a sign back there that says, "Don't feed the wild animals."
Yep. But I'm laying those things out next to me, and then
I
I'm
shake
going to
my head.
actually snack a little bit on the food just to show that I'm willing to eat it, but I'm not going to eat a lot of it. And if I'm going to just wait here.
I look at him and I'm like, this is bad for the wildlife. Just saying.
There's a lot of Mystimon in this area too. You missed the whole list of them.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it any less bad for the wildlife.
We certainly don't know whether the question was asked by Jackie, who's currently lurking. Do we know if that's poisonous or not? And we don't. We don't know at all.
Why would you offer him something that might be poison?
I'm inherently spiteful.
I would say the same about what you're cooking.
Fair enough, move along.
Devonta's just here as like, why am I the reasonable one currently?
Maybe your battery's actually charged. Should be good.
Setting.
Or maybe she's actually had some maintenance done on her brain.
Yeah, why she was in stasis. Fixed a little, put some screws back in place.
No, I fell down another flight of stairs and something feels different now.
Great.
I'm going to start using that one now. Mr. Officer, in my defense, I killed that man out of spite.
So you just stepped off the boat without stepping on the steps. Okay. That's nice. At least it knocked you straight a little bit.
At least I have the audio working correctly this time. That wasn't fun.
Alright, let's stop bickering. Let's keep on going. And wait a minute, hold on a second. You're still feeding the wild. Huh?
I'm sitting here and I'm being patient.
I look at him and I'm just like, is this what it feels like to be you?
Actually, I think he's being quite reasonable, unlike Giovanna on most days.
No, Giovanna has been actually a really clutch investigator, especially in our most recent events. So,
Yeah,
I have a belief in her.
we want to encourage that behavior. We don't want to encourage her chaotic behavior, sticking her hand in people's chests and other strange things.
That will forever be my most iconic moment.
Or plucking the eyeball out of someone's dead body, really?
My most iconic moment.
No, not really. I think your most iconic moment was actually in the last episode.
What did I even do in the last episode?
You were actually
In stasis.
you were actually acting like a freaking investigator, not a chaotic one. You were actually trying to figure things out for a change.
Listen.
A positive change.
Good decisions make bad stories.
Oh yeah, we got that scribble map still, I think.
Anyway, I'm looking at him, I'm just like, this is so bad for nature.
I'm trying to send a message. I don't know the language they're using, so I'm using what I can.
On the trees, there are scratch marks. Do I see any? What do I roll to see if I see any more scratches and stuff on the trees?
I'm surprised no one's tried to do a tree knock yet.
I'm holding off.
Or do a whistle cry yourself.
I don't want to accidentally insult him.
That's fair.
I don't want to do the I want to fight bro whistle.
Or and knock on the wood part and say, dinner bell.
Or do the, hey, hot bird in your area whistle.
Hey, whistle that back, see what happens.
I do not want to. I thought about it. That was literally my first thought was whistle back at it. And then I was like, no, because then we're going to whistle like the mating dance at it.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I was concerned about.
And then I was like, then we're going to have to sacrifice Tarek.
Yep, he did the whistling. And if he knocks on the wood, let Tarek do it. That's
It's
dinner
like-
bell. That could be dinner bell to them.
I'm like, Tarek is single and ready to mingle.
So what? Tarek's the bait now?
Okay.
Sort of baitish at the moment.
Beach is looking at Giovanna's it looks at Tarek. He just starts to step back and start crashing and just sneak away like Homer in the bush. I don't want to be part of this.
Tarek's the bait now? I thought usually the bait is supposed to be the mouse.
Oi!
Well, I'm just being patient. We'll see what happens.
They probably won't get much out of me anyways, because I'm a scrawny little mouse.
I mean, he's like 3 foot tall. He's like, I am a giant metal beast.
Yeah, you're twice my size.
I am literally a 6 foot tall metal woman, so.
Just don't tell Mama Tail, I'll be good.
What should I. Anyways, I want to roll to see if there are more scratches in the wood anywhere.
It's a good call.
What am I
That is a
rolling?
good call. You're making perception or survival? I really don't care which.
I really don't care.
I care. I care a lot.
Not
So
great.
22. Not super great, but you do find some scratches, but they're lower on the trunk of the tree, and they look more like what you would expect from like ball throws or something.
Ball throws, but not grizzlies.
Yeah.
But are there like badgers in a way?
Ball throws are like wolves.
Oh, wait a minute. They got claws? Oh shit.
I'm just gonna throw this out there just for like funsies and just in case, like, you know, any Mystimon out here wanna help. We're looking for a missing child. If anyone's seen her, I've got flyers in my pocket. Also, Giovanna is wearing hiking shorts.
Giovanna's a robot.
And she's wearing hiking shorts.
What? She's also got freaking one of those kind of floppy hats and what what's it?
See, I didn't set up
Sunblock
a
on her
ring.
nose.
I'm not creating a fire. I'm just trying to be peaceful here and wait to see what happens. I
He's not
figure I
creating a
keep real
fire
still.
yet.
No,
Giovanna's like, actually, at the mention of fire, if you don't tell us where the little girl is, we will create a forest fire.
I don't recommend that.
And all of a sudden, Smokey the Grizzlies pops out and says, "Remember, only you can prevent forest fires."
And I can also
Struck
create them,
along.
mother.
And Koi's at this point just shaking her head.
She's here?
So
Yes, Koi
They're
and Koi and Ira are here, and Koi is like,
I thought those two were at the
why do we let the robot out in the forest? Is she not
Because I
good
have-
in the forest? She's trying to burn down the forest.
I
Not
am
good.
trying to burn down the forest, but for a little girl, so it's fine.
That's not
Yeah.
a good robot. She's a bad robot. We need to kill
I'm
her.
only gonna do it if they don't give me the information I want.
We need to put the robot back to sleep.
No, I think she's just looking to speed things up, but sometimes patience is the answer.
Yeah, Giovanna doesn't know what that is.
Hey, what are you guys arguing and bickering? Me can just lease away. I roll nat 20 on my stealth.
Yeah. So what direction are you going, Meek?
I'm going eastward and I go see quietly and silently as much as I can. See what the hell's whistling. See if I can get close enough. Because since they're making a bunch of noise in that one area, why not sneak off a little bit and try to find out what's making the noise?
That's fair.
Good call. Two-pronged attack.
And no more mouse.
And no more robot.
Yeah, till the robot gets his damn log thrown at it.
The robot's about to set this log on fire.
Ooh,
So, Giovanna, at the mention of setting the forest on fire, make a reflex save.
Oh no! Wait a minute.
Big old log comes your way.
There we go. That was better.
Yes, actually, a big old log is flying her way. Directly at her. And Kwai it points and laughs and says, "See? That's why we shouldn't bring the robot in the forest."
I think. Did she? She didn't get hit by it.
No.
Okay. That was intentional, I think, and I think it was intentional that it didn't hit, but it told you they don't appreciate that. So, if you want to continue to investigate, we found this heading in that direction, and I point in the direction, generally eastern direction. But maybe keep clear of the scratches and don't go too far so that you can keep an eye on us. I mean, you're welcome to stay here with me.
Oh, absolutely not. Looking at him, I'm like, oh, I'm absolutely not staying here.
Well,
I look around in the forest and I'm like, so obviously you understand English? Anything about this little girl, please.
And now you hear another whistle, but this one's more of a get the F out.
Yeah. Maybe you want to keep walking in that direction or something. I'll stay here. Maybe we can get them to pay more attention. We'll see.
So I'm going to 1 second.
And now Kwai and Ira are simply the peanut gallery poking fun at the robot.
And I wonder if Meek heard of the tree snap and got
Can I tell,
tossed.
obviously they're nearby.
Make his perception check. Yeah, Meek, you did hear the freaking log crash in the middle of the clearing.
But I didn't hear the tree get snapped or broken before it got tossed, so
they probably used a fallen log rather than one that was fresh.
Maybe. Though you do know, Tarek, you do know that Wakans are strong enough to rip trees literally right out of the ground with their roots attached and everything.
Sure.
That would still make a noise, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would.
But I'm guessing they wouldn't want to destroy it just simply because.
But they have been known to do it.
So it was already a fallen tree, so they chucked it. So they smacked the Giovanna with a rock tree. Okay. So I didn't hear where it came from.
No.
But, Tarek, you think it was coming from the southeasterly direction?
Okay.
So words to our right.
Yep. And am I facing mostly in that direction, or do I need to adjust my?
You might want to adjust a little bit.
So I will still parked here, move to face that direction more, and again I'm going to direct the others to say I think it's down that way, so maybe we go in a different direction, or just you guys can look along in that direction to show that you're showing respect for their territory.
And
I'm
when you turn around, you notice that Kwoi's already left, and Ira suddenly realizes, wait, oh my god, she did it again.
Don't let her go too far.
I look at her and I'm just like, and that's why I said you needed the kid leash.
The kid harness?
Ira, it shoots you a look that says, you better shut up before I throw a snowball at you.
I look at her and I'm just like, I'm like, I just give her a look that's like, do you really think I care?
If it was Bifrost, he'd be very afraid of that because snow makes him slow.
Automatons don't like snow.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah,
like
but it
cold,
doesn't make
period.
me slow.
All automatons, including you.
Yeah.
Oh, does it?
Yep.
Either way, one snowball isn't gonna kill me.
Yeah, it ain't gonna
She
kill
could
you,
do
but
more
it'll
than a
slow you.
snowball, you know. She could create a freaking blizzard.
She can freeze it and just tap you, you shatter.
Yeah, we don't really want to fight our own side, though.
Yeah. You definitely don't want to fight her.
she's a guardian.
She's a guardian with ice powers. What do you think?
So anyway. Yep, just stay in here.
Yeah, Ira realizes that Kwoi's gone. It's like, oh my gosh, she did it again. And she starts looking for her now.
And meek as usual, still being a quiet little mouse. Well, trying to.
Giovanna's gonna walk in a different direction. I don't know what you said it came from the south what?
Southeast.
Southeast.
I'm gonna go southwest.
There's wisdom in that.
And the mountains is to the southeast. Or is it? Or just east?
The hills would be continuing towards the east.
Yeah, the Juniper Hills are kind of towards the southeast. And
yeah, from that direction.
The direction that Giovanna is going is closer towards the wild.
Yeah, you don't want to go that way necessarily.
She's an automaton. She's not edible. She'd be good.
You don't know the creatures that are in that area. You don't want to know. We'll leave it at that.
There's a reason why the park ranger says stay out of there.
But I don't think Giovanna was listening, was she? Plus, Meek wasn't here to say so.
No, I was not. I was not there when they told us not to go. So.
Well, she's one of the stations at the time, so she wouldn't know.
So, Meek is going closer in the direction of the Juniper Hills. Giovanna is going towards the wild. And Meek...
Hey, let's see whose luck runs out first.
Meek, back to you. You turn around at one point and suddenly realize Kwoi is right behind you.
Stuffle.
Hi.
You just destroyed the purpose of what I was trying to do.
I ain't like the robot anymore. I might follow you because I don't like the robot.
Well, let's go back then. You don't know. The robot might not be there.
I hope not, because she's trying to burn out the forest.
Oh, jeez, really?
I'd like to say this also isn't the first time I've done that.
Fire very bad.
Oh, by the way, this is a rainforest. It's going to be hard to burn down.
I don't want to test that theory.
True.
Fire
Let's
bad.
get back. Alright, I'll tell right back to the group. Because I didn't know nobody wanted to follow me, especially when she sticks out like a sore thumb. It's like, shit.
And you meet up with Ira along the way.
Yeah. Apparently,
Yes.
so okay.
Ira is looking for her. And Ira is a little irritated. So they're kind of, Ira and Coy are going a little back and forth. Ira's like, please do not do that again.
Let's get back to the group.
And when you get back to where Tarek is, you notice that Giovanna is gone.
Some reason, I'm not surprised.
Tarek will point in the direction Giovanna left in.
Wait a second. Is that the Wilds?
Yes.
Sort of in that direction, yes.
Did you say anything that she was going? That's the Wilds?
I directed, but she may not have listened. Depends.
Giovanna, as you get quite a bit further away from them, make me a perception check. Actually, you probably didn't need to make a perception check because this was loud enough that you could definitely hear it. You hear a loud roar. That sounds much louder than any creature that you know of living in these woods.
Do we happen to hear that? Because it was that loud?
No, you don't.
Nope.
She's quite a bit further away.
We should be able to hear her echoing.
Giovanna, you could make me a nature check. Giovanna, you're not entirely sure, and you're like, no, it couldn't be. No, it really couldn't be. No, it certainly couldn't be. They're supposed to be extinct, aren't they? You swear that you think you just heard the roar of a Tyrannox.
Definitely row.
I immediately stop and I head back where I came from.
Let that be a hint of what is actually living in the wild, and why they told you don't go to the wild.
I wasn't there when they told us not to go there.
That is fair, but now you know.
I walk back towards.
And when you get back, you can probably tell the others of what
I'm like,
you just
hey
heard.
They're just chasing her.
No.
Okay, so we're good.
Yeah, I'm 100% walking back to the group, and I'm like,
What are you gonna point and say? Don't go that way?
I'm literally just gonna look at them, and I'm just not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, girl's not that way.
Well, by the way, the Wild's that way. Just told us to stay out there. Do you see something?
If the girl went that way, yeah, no, we're not even finding a body, kids.
Agreed.
Okay.
Are you going to tell them what you just heard?
Oh, absolutely not. I don't want to talk about it. Because because the second I tell them, Taryn's gonna be like, "What? You sure?" And I don't want to. I don't want to talk about it.
And knowing Kawhi, he's probably like, really? He runs off towards that direction. No! Probably a good thing. It's probably a good thing you don't say anything because Kawhi probably ran that way because, oh, dinosaurs, wee!
Ooh, more friends.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing that Javon didn't say anything. And we all be in deep shit. And
Yeah,
part of
so
it,
Giovanna's not saying anything about that.
and we may be deep in it, but we also be part of it.
Oh, Giovanna would not be a part of it. She'd be like, well, she's on her own.
Okay, let's continue east and towards the hills.
Yeah, towards the hills, not the wild.
All we're doing is looking for this little girl.
Yeah.
I'll just yell, hey, we're just looking for this little girl. Once we find her, dead or alive, we leave you be. We just return and we leave you be. But if you find her alive
Tarek,
or dead,
in the midst of all this,
Yep.
you've been here the whole time. You've been
Just being patient.
You've been very, very patient. Just maybe watching the food that you left.
Yep.
And as Giovanna comes back, and you kind of get distracted for a moment, and you turn your head in that direction, and towards Giovanna. And then when you turn back, you notice that one of the pieces of food you left is gone.
Okay. That works for me. And assuming that it's close enough to have done that, or that someone was close enough to do that, Tarek will say, I need your help. We lost a young one, and we're just trying to find them so we can return them to their family.
See you later, Jackie. So then, as Meek and Giovanna baby are going at it again, as Meek is telling Giovanna, we told you not to go in that direction.
Yeah, but you guys aren't officials, and it's Tarek.
And Tarek, you turn around again, and or you're distracted again by that feud between Giovanna and Meek, and even Koi joining in. And then then suddenly Koi says, "Look!" And Tarek, as you look back towards the food, you catch the glimpse of a black hairy hand just as it pulls back into the bushes.
Excellent.
There's still a damn sign that said "Don't feed the wild."
So
It's posted around the lake too.
Tarek will take a little more from his pack and add it to the pile, and say, "Please feel free to have more."
I
We're
look at
just
Tarek. Oh,
looking for the small child, and I'll gesture towards the shoe.
I look at Tarek and I say, "I'm 100% telling the ranger when we get back."
That's
Because you're not supposed to feed the wild animals.
Yep.
Not supposed to. As I do that air quote with my fingers in the air. Not supposed to, but people still do it.
Yeah, we're playing hide and seek with a Bigfoot.
Yep. So yeah, I'll place the
At least
shoe
this
a little
one's
closer.
a lot more fun than the one you were trying to play hide and seek with in Atlantia.
Oh yeah. So yeah, no, I'll put the shoe out there too, and hopefully our new friend will know something or be able to point us in the right direction. So yes, just keeping patient, hoping that's a thing.
And Kawai's like, "Yay, friends!" And Ira that face palms and she says, "Kawai, you make friends with literally everything.
That's a gift.
Sometimes a curse too."
Kawhi, there are some things that don't want to be friends. You gotta keep that in mind. Because some things look at you as food. So, can't make friends with everything.
Why wouldn't everything want to be friends?
Some creatures don't have the same perspective that you do.
Pretty much.
Friends is better than enemies. I don't like the mean guy.
Sometimes people they get caught up in the trouble, the hurt, the trauma they've had, and then they have a hard time seeing people as potentially friends.
And Ira says, "But I love your naivete." And Kwai's like, "I have no idea what that meant. But I love you too." Just a little back and forth with those two. And
Yeah, Meek just looked at him and was like, okay. And slowly turns towards the direction towards hills. We need to go that way.
Excellent.
we need to go that way. We don't need to go the other way that Giovanna tried to go.
Yeah, towards the hills, not the wilds.
And that's why I was trying to give her a warning. That literally was a warning from the GM. Don't go that way.
What if I kept going that way?
It would be
Well,
unfortunate.
you might have been lunch.
Well, some creatures need some iron in their diet.
Or whatever type of metal she is. We still don't know what type of metal she is.
No, we don't.
Well, it's still minerals, so If he has wood, that's fiber. So it could be good. Now just get some meat. You got a well-balanced diet.
Mm. So, I'm assuming no luck so far.
No luck so far. I mean, you already know that communicating with these creatures can sometimes take a while. Sometimes a nerve-biting, nerve-wracking while.
So, I'm gonna tell the others. I don't really want to split, but unless somebody wants to stick around and wait for our friend, perhaps you guys can continue to explore in that direction and towards the hills, and I'll call someone when we get more. It seems like we're on a path to negotiation here.
Well, at least I know they don't like banana peels. Cause I see a banana peel and slap back on where the food was.
They aren't the tastiest of things.
Nah, it's kind of bland.
And Ira says, "You wouldn't know it by watching Kawaii eat."
What, she actually eat the whole banana?
Yeah.
It is edible. It's fiber.
Kawaii shrugs. It's got more nutrients than the fruit itself.
I look at him and I'm like,
Okay.
isn't there a small amount of cyanide in banana peels?
No, that's apple seeds.
That's apple seeds itself.
But Tarek doesn't know that.
Meek might know. There are certain foods in the wine you should not touch. Especially certain mushrooms. Can't read Meek avoids mushrooms at all costs.
But not cheese.
No wonder you didn't eat my mushroom souffle.
Definitely not cheese. Yeah.
That was not cheese. That was a hot mess. That's all I'm going to say.
Meek
It was
loves
off.
his cheese. Meek loves his cheese. He must have his cheese.
Oh, yeah, he must have his cheese. I like sharp cheddar, mild cheddar, medium cheddar,
Evidence.
Kobe, white cheese, Swiss.
So, anyways, Meek and Giovanna go in the direction of Juniper Hills, not in the direction of the wild. I would hope. And eventually, Meek, as you make me a perception check as you're going in back in that direction. So, with that 33, Meek, you swear you passed by this tree before. You
Yeah.
could have sworn you passed by this tree before, and there's nothing here. But now, when you get up to this tree, you notice hanging from one of the branches, hanging from one of the lower branches, is a child's jacket.
Hey, guys, I think we're getting close, because there's a jacket up above. Found a shoe, now a jacket. What else do we need to find?
The other shoe, corpse.
I think the corpse will be the last thing to find. I think the corpse might be in the hills. Who knows? Keep going.
So, as you keep going, Meek, you come up to the spot where you just were with Koi, and you were searching around this spot like for 20, 30 minutes before you realized Kwoy is behind you.
Yeah.
And you swear you combed this entire area.
Wait a second. I was here, and I didn't see that.
You didn't see the jacket before, and now you find another shoe. In an area you swear you just were.
Are they trying to mislead us? Or they try to help us?
Who knows?
Well, I keep following the trail as much as I can. Before we know it, probably have the whole clothes sets and just find the kids. At least to dress the kid back up, dead or alive.
So, eventually you get to the Juniper Hills. And you could see why it's called the Juniper Hills. It is a hilly region. It is mostly plains with a lot of hills and a big lake. It is a hilly, grassy plains region. So
let's hope they're not burial mounds.
No, they're definitely not burial mounds.
Are there any, like, tracks or anything nearby?
Make me a survival or perception check. I don't care which.
I do.
Well, of course you do.
I don't know anything.
Yeah, Giovanna is getting quite... Giovanna, you are very distracted with that lake. I don't know whether you want to go take a dip in that lake or what, but you are very distracted with that lake.
Giovanna, what are you doing? Hill's over here.
Huh?
It looks
she is
fun.
very distracted with Juniper Lake.
We don't have time for a swim. We're out of limited time. Shall I look for this kid?
Do robots swim?
I've swam
Depends.
before.
Doesn't need to breathe though, right?
No.
Well, go check it out.
You're actually telling Giovanni to go take a swim?
Well, this cat drowned, so she'll be okay.
And she's already distracted by that freaking lake.
If you wanted to go, you go. Just make sure we meet up. I don't think you're that edible anyways. So look at you. All metal, all wood. Unless they're a chipmunk, they go for the wood.
So, Giovanna's going to go for a swim.
Wait, no, I'm not.
And you're being goaded into taking a swim.
That doesn't mean I'm gonna take a swim.
Alright then, pay attention. Let's go to the hills.
That doesn't mean I'm gonna pay attention.
Oh, you're broke? Alright.
Well, as you know, Giovanna rarely pays attention. I sometimes have to remind her of what we're doing.
Yep. That's called having an ADHD player.
But sometimes I actually get your attention. and you stop doing stupid things and you start actually investigating.
Solving the problem.
Listen, I didn't get my nap before this session, so you can't expect much from me today.
Alright, we'll go continue to look for the trail and find more clothing. And hopefully the child.
As soon as you get Giovanna back on task.
Yeah, spin around a little bit. This direction. Let's go.
I'm gonna go with them.
Okay. And Kwoi says, isn't she the G distraction? And Ira says, you keep working on that one. Javastrin?
It's distraction.
That's what she just said.
My name starts with a J.
Well, nothing with the bad puns. Let's go. And continue searching. I don't know about the others.
Okay. And back to Tarek.
Yep. Just doing the slow, simple process of negotiation.
Yeah, meanwhile, I was like, are
Found
we
more,
forgetting someone?
So, Tarek, you're slowly trying to negotiate with this creature.
Yep.
And when the others have gone, you do start hearing more whistles.
Okay.
And these ones seem a little more communicative. Like they are literally, like they are trying to communicate with you.
Excellent. If they seem to be calling me, I'll follow. But otherwise, I'm gonna stay here until I'm absolutely certain that, that we understand each other.
Sure.
So yeah, and I'm gonna keep using common because I'm not even gonna try and speak the whistle language. I don't know it.
Yeah, you don't want to have the exact same issue that Giovanna was just talking about.
Yeah, I don't want to end up seeing something that translates to that horrible insult that we can just never say to each other.
I mean, it could be worse. It could be, hi, hello, mate. Time for my mating song.
Tarek is not actually interested in that at the moment, so yeah, that would
I
be
don't want to
disappointing.
Eric can get assaulted by anything.
No, that would definitely be disappointing, and Tarek is definitely not eager to go down that path right now.
Yeah, we don't want to fight. You don't want to fight Tarek all stalled neck and he's holding his butt.
Yeah. Well, even if it's a more reasonable and
We've got news
consensual style.
From Cyber. Right in the middle of a session too.
Oh.
Yeah. I wonder what his news is. Multifaceted.
Maybe this. I was gonna say maybe this will be that moment of key insight.
I don't know. Probably nothing to do with this. I don't know.
Oh no.
I rarely know with him.
I don't know anyone else like that.
I've known him for nearly 20 years, and I still... he still confuses me.
Makes it more interesting.
Guess so. So, Tarek is communicating with the Whistlers.
Slow but sure.
Yeah, Tarek, you kind of think you've narrowed down what species of Wakan they are?
Midnight Whistlers?
Yeah, Midnight Whistlers.
I read the list.
The fact that they're communicating in the middle of the day seems a little strange to you.
Yeah, maybe that's just a presumption that we make as, people who don't know the culture. But they are communicating, so, I'll keep, trying to respond back. I will, by the way, pocket the silver. It doesn't seem like they're interested.
Okay, so...
Yep.
We can talk about that later. So, Tarek is continuing to communicate with these Wakans, these midnight whistlers. Unusual that they're communicating in the middle of the day. They're usually nocturnal. And
So
Meek and Giovanna... So Meek and Giovanna, with Gwoi and Ira, you have combed through this area. You've been combing through the Juniper Hills for a little while now.
Hey, Giovanna, come on. Quit slacking on the end of that comb.
Giovanna's just brushing the grass.
Quick, get her a broom.
Okay, Bifrost.
The grass has a really nice haircut now. I'm making topiaries out of bushes.
Making topiaries out of bushes.
Trim into animal shapes. That's what you're doing.
Giovanna is very distracted and very distractible.
You said I was combing through the woods.
That's
took it
not
literally.
what we meant.
I kind of did that. I think. Yeah. When we were combing, I said, "Hey, grab that end, pick up, quit slack, and grab that end of the comb."
So, just to let our audience know, it looks like we might be moving the Saturday session around. We'll figure that out later. I'm certainly very, very flexible.
Can you do a split?
What?
Wrong kind of flexible.
Chicken butt.
Gods.
Different kind of flex.
Different kind of flex.
Okay, everyone but Giovanna gets a story point.
What?
Oh.
That was funny. That was funny.
Sometimes I can be malevolent. Most of the time I'm
dare you.
benevolent.
It's a funny joke. I stand by that.
So we will be playing this Saturday, but after that we will probably be moving the schedule around. It looks like, but we will figure that out later.
Okay.
As Tarek continues to communicate with the Midnight Whistlers. He's having a grand old time communicating with them.
He's being very patient.
And Giovanna was told to comb the Juniper Hills, and she took it a little literally.
Giovanna doesn't understand idioms.
Yeah, she turned. Make it after her list on us, huh?
Make
What the hell?
you notice what she's doing, and you're like, "What the hell are you doing?"
I was like, I said figuratively, that means search through the hills. That's what commonly means. Search. It's not a word for searching. I didn't
And
mean
Kawhi-
for you to give a high tight.
Kawhi reminds you, you're speaking to a robot. They
Oh.
take everything literally.
I look at Coy and I'm
yeah.
like, thank you.
Oh well. Continue what you're doing.
I continue my topiary.
And continue searching through the hills.
I've made a cool lion.
Which is very cool, because you don't usually find blinks in Olympus.
I
But
was going to say
here's
the
a kind of
Galvarans
blinks.
probably appreciate that. I mean, they like natural stuff, but they also like, pretty natural stuff, so that would make sense.
I'm making...
Yeah, blinks are usually seen in Almana.
Let's hope they don't come to life. They messed up the dead.
And that's how that species was born.
Oh my god.
Grass panda.
So, Tarek, you think that from what you can understand of what you're getting out of these whistlers,
Mm-hmm.
They had found the girl.
Okay.
They didn't kidnap her. They want to make it clear they didn't kidnap her or capture her or anything like that.
Yep.
they found the girl lost and confused.
Okay.
And then back to Meek as Giovanna is doing God's know what.
I told you I'm making topiaries.
Meek, you search over an area of the Juniper Hills that you swear you searched 10 times over. And it's getting close to nighttime now. You can see the moon's coming out.
Yay, the great cheese.
A figure comes out from behind a tree.
Well,
a
hello
small
there.
figure.
Small figure.
And it is the little girl.
Awesome.
But she is also wearing her jacket and her 2 shoes that you already found.
Okay, I'll look at the jacket. I'll look at the kid. Wait a second.
And she comes out from behind a tree that you swear you searched several times. She steps out from behind this tree and she is asking for mommy.
Are you real or you're a ghost? Because I got clothes here and you're wearing it.
Where's my mommy?
She's at home waiting for you.
Koi and Ira go over to her and start to comfort her and everything. Since Meek seems like a bit out of place here.
You're like, yeah, pretty much, but am I still holding the clothes?
Yes. And you're looking at them like, what the actual...
Yeah, I'm stunned from that. Wait a minute.
What is going on here?
I asked them, is she real? Or is she just a ghost?
She is
I have
real.
clothes.
She is real.
Dan, where the hell these clothes came from?
You don't know.
I just immediately drop them.
And she doesn't know. She's like, those are mine, but clearly I am wearing them. And Tarek, you have an interesting conversation with these whistlers.
Yeah.
They say they have returned the girl.
Thank you. I don't know how to repay you.
Give me a whole fucking pack of rations. Then we should be good.
And they say that they found her lost and confused. Just get her home. That is enough payment.
I thank you, and I appreciate your friendship and your honor in taking care of this one. And I will spread word that this is your place, but that you are benevolent.
And later on, as you get the girl back to Pine Town and you get her back to her parents, and as you try to ask her where she had been,
Yeah.
and how she got from that hiking trail and all the way to the Juniper Hills and all that, she has no answer for you. She can't tell you, and she can't tell you how the hell and you guys found her jacket and her shoes when clearly she was wearing them. She has
Actually,
no answer for you.
on the way back, I would like to do one thing.
Sure.
And it's not huge, and it's not probably going to be conclusive. But I would like to use detect magic, just to see if I'm picking up any unusual magic about her.
You find
And
some
why-
traces of some kind of magic about her, but it's very faint.
But it's not her, it's stuff that was on her, like a recent effect.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you do detect that she has a little bit of a higher level of Mystia within her than you typically find. So she might have the potential.
Could be
yeah,
a potential
before-
guardian or just a potential Misty user.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Mika's it's like after banging the towels and said, here's extra shoes and extra jacket, just in case. And he said, by the way, I have a feeling, get a child harness for her so she can't lose her. Then just turns around and walk off.
Actually, I'm assuming that although Tarek will try it, that restoration doesn't actually return any memories, so there's nothing there to return necessarily.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I will share though that that there is a tribe of Weekend out there, Midnight Whistlers, and that they said they didn't kidnap her, but that they found her wandering and lost, and they looked after her till they could release her back to us. So it was good that they called us in to take a look, because probably they would have continued to have to hold her until they found someone who seemed to be looking for her.
Someone who seemed trustworthy. Because obviously they didn't really trust the forest rangers or the Magi Guard.
Right. So it would be wise for people to not invade, but to sort of try and maybe be aware that there is a tribe of Weekend out there that are living independently, and we may want to make sure to appropriately direct hikers and other people exploring.
At some point, I pull the ranger aside, and I do tell him what I heard.
And this particular ranger that you pull aside, looks at, she's a woman, and she looks at you square in the eyes. She says, "We told you not to go in that direction."
Fun fact, did you see me there whenever you told them not to be there?
You walked off on your own. You didn't say which direction you were going.
You're not near me!
And she says,
I got big enough ears.
She says, there are more creatures like that in that area. And that is where we're going to end today's session.
We're going to end it there.
You found the girl. At least this one, you then end up still missing.
Losing entirely.
Yeah, and an
Found the girl.
Extra jacket and an extra pair of shoes. There you go.
So,
I talk about a good service.
that one is... You finally managed to actually complete... And you finally managed to actually complete an episode in one session.
Yeah, we finally one-shot it instead of 3 or 4
Hooray.
or 5.
Or 700.
That's a
And
campaign
that
in
was
itself.
someone who shouldn't even be here. So, we will see you next time. We will be playing again on Saturday. And until then.